Okay, so today I'm also making macaroni and cheese. And I am, my husband works away from home during the week. So he's gone from Monday to Friday. So he leaves Monday morning and comes home Friday night. So what I try to do is I try to food prep his meals for lunch and dinner while he's away from home. And so this week he's only going to be away. So he needs food for Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then he'll be home on Thursday. So we only have to worry about lunch for those days. So I asked him what he wanted. He said mac and cheese. So I'm going to make a macaroni and cheese. And I use sharp cheddar, provolone, Colby Jack. I also like to use Gruyere and Gouda are all good melting cheeses. I use heavy whipping cream, milk, flour, butter. I use powdered mustard, which is a game changer when it comes to macaroni and cheese. If you've never tried it, I promise you try it and everyone's gonna be like, oh, what did you put in here? And it's literally powdered mustard. And then I'm gonna use paprika, garlic powder, black pepper, and I don't really salt. I used to salt heavily. I always joked around with my sister that if I could have a cow lick in my house, that I would just have a cow lick in here, just walk around licking the salt. But as you get older, you start to not be able to have things, unfortunately, in your diet, like salt, you know, if you have high blood pressure or whatever. So I try not to salt anything. I try to leave that up to whoever's eating it. They can salt it on their own, but I do season. You should season everything and season it well, because seasoning makes everything taste better. Usually, most of the time. So those are the ingredients that I'm going to put in here, and I'll show you step by step. So I'm going to put melt butter. I'm going to add my flour to it and make the roux or the bechamel, whatever you want to call it. It's not really a roux because you're not really cooking it that long, just cooking the flour out of it. But I'm going to cook that up, and then I'm going to add my milk to it, and then I'm going to add my cheese. I already have my noodles done. And I cooked them al dente because I am going to bake this in the oven. I'm going to have a little bit of cheese for the top and bake it in the oven for probably 15-20 minutes, and then turn the broiler on for maybe 2 to 3 minutes, maybe 5 tops. I just keep an eye on it, and when it gets all nice and toasty brown on the cheese, then I know she's ready to go. And so that's why I don't overcook my noodles, because I don't know about anybody else, but I hate noodles that are mush. I just don't like that. So if you do, by all means, cook your noodles to whatever doneness you like it. If you want a more firm bite to it, then, if you want a more mush bite, then it's all up to you. You are the cook in your own kitchen. You do it how you like it. That's how I do it. I do it how I like it. So it might not be what you want. Just take away what you don't like. If you don't like the taste of garlic, don't add garlic. Put something else in there that might the onion powder might make, you might like that a little better. Okay, so I'm going to use, I got about half of this stick of butter. So I'm going to use about a half of a half, which I'm going to say that's about 4 tablespoons. Sounds good to me. And then I'm going to melt that. Kind of like a medium, not too high. And then got my little wooden spoon here. Chop it up a little bit, help it melt a little quicker. That could be 6 tablespoons. No, it's probably 4. If you need to measure. I measure with my heart. Whatever looks good, that's what we're going with. So we're gonna get this all melted, add our flour to it, let it cook for a little bit, not super long time, but just a little bit to thicken basically you're cooking the taste of flour out. I have made sauces and gravies where I have mixed gravy or flour and water in a cup and poured it in and made it that way, and it still tastes good. So, but this is how I like to do it, because I am gonna turn this into a sauce that's going to go on the macaroni and cheese. So I do like to do it this way. Now, if you're in a pinch and you need to do it really quickly, by all means, go for it. But that's how I'm doing it, so. Okay, and this is where we are. Like, it's like a thick slurry is where you're at. And then what I like to do is I like to add my seasoning in there now. So I'm going to add my mustard, black pepper, garlic, and paprika to that. And then once I get that stirred in, and you can see that this has changed colors now. It was pretty white when I put it in there, and now it has turned like a golden color, which is about right where you want it. So I'm going to go ahead and add my seasonings, and then I'll come back and show you what that looks like. Okay, so I added about 1 cup of heavy whipping cream and about 2, maybe 3 cups of milk. And that's where it's looking now. I gotta bring you over so you can actually see what it looks like here. And that's where we're looking right now. So now I'm going to cook that, and you do not want this to boil. What you want is to simmer it, because milk will burn and curdle on you, and milk is, you do not want to boil milk. That's all I can tell you. So, oops, I'm just going to let this cook for probably, I don't know, till it thickens. And you'll be able to know it's thickened because I'm using a wooden spoon, but any spoon that you use, when it starts to thicken, when you're stirring it, you pull it up and you'll be able to go down the bottom of the spoon like that, and you'll be able to see your finger line through it, and then you'll know that it's thickened up. And then you're gonna add your cheese and let that melt, and then you add your pasta. And I also add about a half of I believe it's an 8-ounce package of cream cheese. And that'll melt in there and dissolve too, and that just gives it a little bit of tang. I just like that. I don't know about everyone else, but some people add sour cream, some people, I don't know. Just add what you like. I do like the cream cheese in it. Just gives it a little silkiness, I guess. I don't know. It's just thick. Like, I like it. Okay, so my gravy got a little too thick, and I haven't added the cheese yet, so I'm going to add probably about another half a cup of milk. I'm just going to eyeball it, because you don't want this sauce so thick that when you add the cheese, it's like paste. You want it to be a very, creamy sauce, because once you put the cheese in, that's going to thicken it up as well. So, and what I was going to say too is, if you're going to add salt, start with like a teaspoon and then work your way up to whatever your taste for salt is. And then you should have a good, but you can see now that it's very thick. You see how thick that is? And when I run my finger down that, beautiful. It is a beautiful sauce. So now I'm going to add my cheese in there, because I think that it's definitely at a more creamy consistency. Let me bring you over so you can actually see exactly what I'm talking about. So when you see how it was a little stiffer than that before. So now I'm going to add and I have it on low, so it's just a low simmer that I got it on. Just need it hot enough to heat up all my stuff, and but not hot enough to boil my milk. I'm telling you, you boil milk and it really does make it just grainy, cottage cheesy like, and I don't like that in my mac and cheese. So, all right, I'm going to add the cheese now. Okay, so I have a pound of rotini noodles, and my sauce is perfect. And I mean, look at that, goodness. That's beautiful sauce right there. And it's smooth, it's not grainy or anything like that. It's beautiful. And then all I'm gonna do is, oops, handle's a little warm on that side. So I'm gonna grab my little thingamabob here. And then I'm just gonna pour it on this macaroni. And then what I'm gonna do is, so I only got 2 hands. I'm gonna scrape that off there. And then I am going to mix these noodles. Let me put you down here so you can see what I got happening. Yeah, look at how beautiful this is. I'm using a disposable pan, easy cleanup, because I am all about the easy cleanup too. you know, we're all busy in this world. This world has us running from just, you know, all over the place. So anything that makes my life easier, I am all for it. So that is what she looks like. And now I'm going to grab my other cheese. And this is just a shredded Mexican blend cheese that I'm going to use probably about a cup of cheese. Just enough to, you know, make it look, you know, get that nice brown crust that people like. I know I love it. So it's my favorite part. Make sure you cover it all. And then we're going to pop this into the oven. Like I said, probably 15 minutes. Let it all marry together. And then I'm going to turn on my broiler. And I'll let it broil for maybe 3 to 5 minutes. But you're going to keep an eye on it. You don't want it to burn. Okay. So macaroni and cheese has been in the oven for about 20 minutes. I turned the broiler on for about 3 minutes. It's been about 3. On high. And I gotta tell you, she smells gorgeous. Now, Amy down here. Now look at that. That's beautiful. It came out really good. Now, when we eat dinner, my husband's making us some buffalo steaks on the grill. We're going to have some of this mac and cheese, and then I have some leftover sauce, which I'm going to make some nachos with. Actually, I'm cheating. I have a little protein snack right here now. Had some chips with it. Tastes really good. Tastes really good. So this won't go to waste, the little bit that was left over. And like I said before, I don't like to waste anything. If I can get away with getting it eaten by someone, giving it to somebody, whatever, we make it happen. But anyways, thank you for joining me today. And I'm so glad that I got to make all this stuff for you people. And I hope you love it and enjoy cooking as much as I do.